Okay, so Matt, are you ready? We're going to start with close-up. Now, you've been walking around the office for the best part of about 6 months with elastic bands on your wrist, and as far as I'm concerned, you don't really do anything with them. Other than the jumping rubber band. I know I showed you Crazy Mans Handcuffs a little while ago.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you exactly what it's meant to look like, because it was ages ago that I showed it you.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm going to teach you this. So, this is the presentation. I've got two elastic bands. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can check them out and make sure they're okay. Are they good?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now watch, one elastic band goes there, one elastic band goes behind it. Now you can clearly see that there's one behind the other one, yeah?
Yeah.
Now look, if I pull, nothing happens. There's no way they can go through, but watch, if I just rub in the right spot, the two elastic bands go through each other. Now we're going to try and do that again. Put your fingers up like that, both fingers, and turn your hands around. There we go. I want to put these over here like this and stretch it out. Now I'm going to take this elastic band and go this side, and I'm going to ping you in the face. Not really. But if I do this, can you feel it? You can feel it there, yeah?
Yeah.
And you can feel it there. You can clearly see it's behind, right?
Yeah.
Now, you get to choose where it goes through. Just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, at that point. And you can see, make sure it doesn't come off your fingers, yeah? All I have to do is rub in that spot, and you'll see it go through fibre for fibre, piece for piece. It's a great trick.
It's very good.
And people love this sort of magic because it's sort of everyday objects. People can relate to rubber bands. They all know what a rubber band is. They all know what a rubber band's meant to do, right?
Yeah.
So let's quickly go through this. So the idea is, this is the move. It's not that difficult. You have the rubber band on the thumb and the forefinger of both hands. Now, obviously, the bands can't go through each other. So the idea is really simple. The one goes behind the other one. Now, there's a concept in magic called the larger action. What it basically means is the larger action hides a smaller action. So if I've got a move that I want to hide, I hide it by doing a larger action. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. The larger action in this case is pulling the elastic bands back and forth. When I pull the elastic bands back and forth, I do the move. But you don't see the move because of this action of the bands being pulled back and forth, right? So let me show you what the action is. Watch my right hand. You see it's on my forefinger, yeah? Mm-hmm. As I come back, notice my middle finger goes right there on the band that's on the forefinger. And what happens is the forefinger comes out. Now, if that middle finger wasn't there, the band would just shoot off. So that's why that middle finger is in that position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the middle finger is right there. So you put that there, like this. And that happens as you come out. Now, as you go back in, see my forefinger's going into this part of the rubber band. And as I come back in, I'm going to move my middle finger out the way. The band's now on the other side. But people don't see that because if I just keep this moving like this, you can't tell if it's come through or not. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So you put all of that together, it really looks like it comes through. Now, once you understand how to do that, you can have it go through anything. I can have it go through my thumb. I can have it go through your thumb. This concept here of doing this. Oops, there you go. That's me doing it wrong. You see, everybody makes mistakes at time to time. Do that again. This idea of it coming through the thumb, trapped on your ring, everything, anything, it all works on the same move. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it's a very useful move to be able to do. So let's kind of work through it together. Okay? Mm-hmm.
The hour's approaching to give it your best, and you've got to reach your prime. That's when you need to push yourself to the test and show us the passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage. Show a lot of things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on. And with every shot, show a little improvement to show what would take too long. That's called a montage. Girl, we want a montage. In anything, if you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage. Always fade out in a montage. If you fade out, it seems like more time has passed in a montage.
Okay, so I've left you in here for about an hour.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Sarah doesn't watch this video. Because
I'm gonna get fired.
Why are sales down this week, Craig? Why have we not put less Well, Sarah, Matt was busy. He didn't book as many in. Why is that? Well, he was practicing rubber band tricks.
This magic thing had better kick off because I'm not going to have a day job in 13 weeks.
But I haven't looked at the footage. I've left the camera rolling. I don't know if you realise that.
I know, yeah, the camera rolling.
I'm going to look at it later. But how's it going? Can you do it?
Yeah.
Show it me.
I got it. I don't know why it matters which rubber bands are right, but that's the way I was doing it.
Okay. Show it me. You don't have to talk or present. Just show it me. Try again.
I've got it.
Try again. That's pretty good.
Right?
That's good. That's better. You're a wizard. You're a wizard, Matt. Look, normally I'd advocate going out and I'd normally advocate lots of practice before you go and show it to real people.
Right.
But that's not going to happen. We're going to go and perform it to a real person right now. We're going to perform it to real people.
What? No.
You're going to go and perform it to a
I've
real...
literally just learned it.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to perform it to real people, to a real person.
Sake.
Right now, you're going to perform it to a real person. Just try your absolute best. Think about a presentation for it. Just make it really simple, like, hey, I'm going to make these two bands go through each other. We can work on presentation later on. We're just going to do it. We're going to go next door to the guys next door because if you guys don't know, this office is in an industrial estate, and there's lots of sort of body shops and workshops.
I know these guys.
Yeah, they're nice. So you're gonna do this to them right now. Let's go. Come on, cheer up. Get your happy face. You need your rubber bands. Let's go.
Hey, buddy, you've got like 2 seconds that I can show you a
sure,
trick.
sure.
Right. Okay. It's just really simple thing. We carry these around every day. Just 2 normal elastic bands.
Yeah.
So what we do is we put the elastic band through there, and you can see that it's not like.
Let's see, yeah. Matt.
Oh,
that-
no,
is
it's all right.
that-
I got it. No,
is
it's
that the
fine.
trick?
It's just a tester. It's a tester. So I'm just testing that out. Prove that they're really elastic bands. 'Cause it's shot off, right?
All right.
So what that does is it goes in there, and you can see that it won't go.
Yeah.
Matt, stop.
Is that the best you can do? Come on, Matt. You're wasting my time, mate.
Didn't go great, did it? Really? Kind of epic fail are the 2 words that spring to my mind.
It's different doing it in front of real people.
That's what she
and
said.
I know that guy. Like,
Yeah. But if you can't do it in front of people that you know, you're never going to be able to do it in front of a real audience. And remember, in 12 or 13 weeks, you're going to be doing it in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I think the problem is we ran before we could walk, and I think that's my fault. Crazy Mans Handcuffs is a bit tricky, so I want you to carry on practicing that.
But hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I really should have considered that, really. But I'm gonna show you another trick, okay? I'm going to teach you another trick. Now, I know you've been playing around with cards. You haven't learned any card tricks, but you do know how to do a really nice shuffle, don't you?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so you've been practicing shuffling. I taught you some shuffles ages ago. So you can do a fancy shuffle, yeah? And I taught you a fancy cut as well. Can you do the fancy cut?
Oh, there.
Yeah, all it's all that sort of stuff, yeah. So you can do a fancy cut and a fancy shuffle. There you go, that's good. There you go. Yeah, wow, no, great. Okay, don't get too big.
Mike was impressed.
Okay, get your ego in check, fucking You can shuffle a fucking pack of cards, all right? Can I just remind you what happened a second ago, right?
I'm proud of that.
So
I worked really hard on that.
No, it's good. But now I think that we should do a card trick first of all. You keep practicing your rubber band trick. Maybe we'll revisit that in a week, next week or something. But I think because you've been practicing card handling, I think we could do a card trick. And I always say the best card trick for beginners is a trick called Back in Time by Jay Sankey.
Okay.
I'm going to perform it for you. Matt, pack of cards, yeah? I'm going to give them a shuffle. And you're going to grab a card. Now, you can take any card that you want to. So just grab any card. Grab one out. Lovely. Look at the card. Remember it. Don't forget it. Put the card back. We're going to leave it down in the middle of the deck. I'm going to give the cards a few cuts. And maybe even a shuffle as well, just so that the cards are mixed. All right? Now, somewhere in there is your card. You remember when you were holding your card and I was holding this deck, we're going to go back in time to that point in a bit. This is all about time travel. I'm going to go back in time to this point. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I'm going to start off by mixing the cards face up into face down. Now, there's a technical term for this. It's called a mess. Some cards face up, some cards face down. So when you look through the cards, you see cards face to face, you see cards back to back. And as I continue to cut, they continue to get more and more mixed up. Now, hold your hand out for me. The 8 of hearts, that wasn't your card, was it?
No.
I'm going to pop the 8 right there. I'm going to try and go back in time. Watch. Done. You see, if I really have gone back in time, I've gone back in time to the point before I shuffle these cards face up into face down. I've gone back in time to the point where all of these cards were facing the right way. I've gone back in time to when you weren't holding that 8 of hearts, you were holding your card. What was the name of your card?
What is it, 5 of hearts?
Oh, have a look.
It was a red 5.
Yeah.
I've gone back in time. Have a look.
Diamonds.
Isn't that cool? It's by Jay Sankey.
You're going to teach me how to do that?
I'm going to teach you how to do that. And I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem.
That's sick.
Isn't that
That's a good
great?
trick.
That's not a bad first card trick to learn, is it?
Yeah.
It's not a bad card trick at all. And that's the thing, when you're going to be performing in close-up situations. And when you are performing in close-up situations, you want something that's high impact. You want something that really hits hard. When you've got 5 minutes with a group. In that 5-6 minutes, you've got to win them over. And you've got to get them impressed. And you've got to leave them going, oh my gosh, that was really good. That is not the time to do a 21 card trick or something like that. And as much as I know how much you love Eldo Colombini, and you are right to love him, there's a lot of magic that he does that's very dealy. And there's a right time, right place for that. But when you're performing magic in the places I'm going to get you to perform, it's got to be really high impact. Okay. And if you think about this is like 2 minutes, and it's really visual. And the magic happens in the spectator's hand, which is really important. So, I'm going to explain this to you right now, okay? Here we go. Okay, so do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now there's 2 parts that you need to, and I think part of the problem that we had with the Crazy Mans Handcuffs, part of the problem, I mean, one of the problems is you just did it shit, but I mean, part of the problem was
About an hour.
we're not playing to your strengths, and your strengths is that you're an actor, okay?
Yes.
So there's 2 elements to every trick. There's the technical side, and there's the presentational side, what you say, right? So what I want you to do, I'm going to leave you again for another hour, and hopefully Sarah won't divorce me. Now,
Or fire me,
Yeah.
more importantly.
now, while this is happening, what I want you to do is I want you to practice the technical side of the trick. It's not that technical, really, isn't it? Doing it stuff like this. I mean, that's not as difficult as doing one of those riffle shuffles, and you already know how to do that, right?
Okay.
So it's not demanding. The thing that's going to take a little bit of time is the double lift.
Yeah.
But the thing you need to understand about a double lift is people don't know what they're looking for. It's amazing what you can get away with in front of an audience. Like I do this trick called card under box. You've seen me do it. And I'm openly putting cards under boxes and putting decks under boxes and putting decks in boxes. And nobody sees anything because as long as you understand about the basics of misdirection, which we're going to get into, people aren't really looking that hard. So the hardest part is the double lift, but even then, I don't think you'll have too much of a problem with that. I really don't. However, the other side is the presentational side. Now, I purposefully did a very bare bones presentation for you. The key things to hit on in this is time travel. Now, I want you to come up with your own presentation. And this is where your acting side comes in, because I know that you feel more comfortable when you're presenting something. Or you've got a script. So write a script, get a script in your head. Imagine that this card trick isn't a card trick. Imagine it's like a 5-minute play that you're having to do on stage. And instead of walking on and grabbing something from scene left and walking over and interacting with somebody on the right-hand side of the stage, instead of all that, the moves that you're doing with the cards become what you would do on stage. And think through the presentation. And when you're actually performing the trick, focus on what you're saying and practice the technical side of things as you talk in your head through what you're going to say. That's going to do 2 things. It's going to make the trick unique for you, but it's also going to take what you are good at, which is presentation, and it's going to, I think, give you more confidence doing the trick. Because the problem with the Crazy Mans Handcuffs is I didn't give you a presentation. I was like, just go and do it. But this time I want you to think of the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's practice time. You got any questions? You know what you're doing?
When's lunch?
Not until you get this right. I'll be back in an hour. Somebody's got to go and sell something.
Okay.
12 seconds later. A few minutes later. 6.5 hours later. 3 days later. 3 weeks later. Many months later. 2,000 years later.
So, you get it. You learnt the trick. You like the trick.
Yeah.
You really like the trick.
It's good.
It's a good trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't given you like a shit trick. That, as your first close-up trick, that's a good trick.
It's
right?
not bad. Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Canuck right now with Michael, with a camera, and you're going to perform this to strangers you've never met. I know you've only just learned it, but we're going to go...
No.
Yes, we are.
No.
Right now.
No.
Yeah. Right now. Right now. We're going right now. Let's go.
Okay. I can do this one, right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
what you say. So,
This is good. Right. So what I'm going to need you to do is just go through the deck. Just take a card. Any one of the cards. That one.
take
You
that
happy?
one, yeah.
Okay. Just take a look at it. Obviously, don't
Yeah.
show me what it is. And then what I'm going to do is go down the deck like that, and you're going to say stop, and then the card's going to go back into the deck. Okay. You ready?
yeah. Stop.
Perfect. Just drop the card back on
we
there
go.
for me. Perfect. Okay. Put your hand out because we haven't got a table here. To do it.
So you know what went wrong, don't you?
Yeah.
You fucked it up.
I fucked it
You
up.
fucked the card trick up. But why did you fuck it up? What happened? It's really important that when you make a mistake, you kind of look back and you kind of understand what happened. What happened?
My thumb was in the wrong place. So when I
Okay,
put the,
no, but where did you lose? What happened? It was during the control, right?
yeah, the control.
Did you lose control of the card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because my thumb was in the wrong place, and when I put the rest of the deck back on top, it fell straight through.
Okay. 2 points. First of all, if that happens again, you've got to remember that the audience don't know what you're going to do before you do it. They don't know where the trick's going to go. So if you lose control of the card, you can just, and you know you've lost control of it, you can just go, oh, by the way, did you pick a picture card or a number card? I picked a number card. What number card did you pick? A 7? Oh man, I'm really sorry, it doesn't work with 7s. Can you pick a different card, but don't pick a 7? Just make some excuse, because they don't know where you're going with the trick, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is, you know when you have a car accident, it's a really bad one, and they say you've got to get back behind the wheel immediately or she'll never drive again.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to him and we're going to do the trick again. But this time, you're not going to fuck it up, because you know, it was the brake, it was just a control. It can happen to anybody. This time, focus. There's a lot going on when you're doing magic. You're having to think 3 steps in front of everyone else. You're having to think about, oh God, I've got to control the card. You've got to think about what to say. You've got to think about the environment around you, what everyone else is saying. Yeah. Put all that out of your mind. Imagine you're walking on stage in a play, or you're doing a murder mystery, or you're on Rocky or something like that. You know inside out and back to front what you're doing. So you're going to do it again, but this time, don't worry about anything other than making sure the trick works correctly. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
One more chance, dude.
I'm really busy.
Oh no,
I'm really
I'm so
busy.
sorry. Right,
Make it quick.
we'll try it again. Go through, just take a card. Whichever one you want. That one?
Yeah.
You happy? Okay, take a look at it.
Yeah.
Don't show me. We're gonna go down, we're gonna drop it back into the deck, okay? So just say stop.
Stop.
Perfect. Drop that on there for me. Now hold your hand out like a table, because I haven't got a table. So we're gonna use you as a table. So that's some cuts. And then we're also gonna shuffle the deck.
Okay.
It's quite impressive, right?
It is, yeah.
Now there's a thing in, do you know who Brian Cox is?
Yes.
The scientist guy.
Professor, yeah.
Professor guy, exactly.
yeah.
So he's been going around lately proving that time travel is real. It's a
Right.
real thing. And there's loads of videos on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically about using lights and mirrors and all that kind of stuff. But it's really complicated. So we decided in the office that we were going to try and figure out a way to make time travel more accessible to everybody else. So we thought of a simple way of making time travel, of proving that time travel exists.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know when you had your card
Yeah.
you had your card in your hand.
I did.
I had this deck of cards,
Yeah.
all out like this. Yeah. Remember that moment in time.
Right.
You had your cards. You remember what that is?
Yeah.
And I've got all these cards here.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to make a bit of a mess, basically. So we're going to put some of these cards front. We're going to put some of them face down. So now that the cards are effectively all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And we've got the 9 of clubs on the top of there.
Yeah.
So put your hand back out for me, and we'll put the 9 of clubs on there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've ever been to the Magic Circle. When you go in, there's like a big room, and there's little pictures all around the room. Have you ever been to the Magic Circle?
No.
No. So when you go in, there's like pictures all over the walls of the white dot.
Right.
Have you ever heard of the white dot? So the white dot is that in the middle of the card.
Okay.
So all cards have got that little white dot, and that's what makes the magic happen.
Okay.
So Craig has loaded these cards for me with apparently time travel. So if this doesn't work, it's Craig's fault. All right.
Okay.
But all you have to do is press the white
The
dot.
middle.
So if you
Okay.
stick your finger out like that for me, and then just give me 2 seconds. When you press the button, sometimes you get a bit of a tingle.
Right.
Sometimes it feels a little bit warm. Sometimes you get a little bit of electric shock.
Okay.
Sometimes nothing happens at
Right.
all. Okay. But just press the button and see what happens. Did you feel anything?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I did,
That's
yeah.
amazing. What did you feel?
Just a bit of an electric shock.
Bit of an electric shock.
Yeah.
See, so that hopefully means that it's worked.
Right.
Okay, so what happens is that's taken us back in time. So before you had the 9 of clubs in your hand, that was the
Yeah,
9 of clubs
yeah,
that was in your hand, and all these cards were mixed up backwards and
Yeah.
forwards. Yeah. But now you press the button, so we've gone back in time to the start.
Right.
So now all these cards are the right way up.
No.
And if all of these cards are the right way up,
No.
it means that isn't the 9 of clubs. Have a look. Was that your card?
Yeah, it was.
Yes!
How did you do
That's
that?
good, right?
No.
Thank you so
No
much, man.
way.
Thank you.
How did you do that?
That was good. That was a good first attempt.
I'm quite happy with that, dude.
You should be. You
Really?
should be. No, that was really good. That
I'm
was
really happy
good.
with that.
That was really good. I mean, generally, when you perform to somebody, you don't want to do a happy dance after you've done the trick because it's a bit
I'm
weird.
just excited.
It's a bit weird.
It's my first ever trick,
It's a
and
bit
he
weird.
actually liked it.
So you know, I've got that friend in Stafford that runs the restaurants. The one where Ryland has a residency, so they're used to seeing Ryland go out and do that every week. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. I'm going to give him a call, and we're going to get you.
I know one trick.
Well, you know 2 tricks. It's just that one of them you're not very good at. But we're going to. But we're going to learn another couple of tricks. We're going to do that next week at some point. So I want you to keep working on that trick, keep working on the rubber band trick. I'm going to teach you another couple of tricks as well. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to...
Congratulate me
well,
on
no,
learning a
no,
trick.
no, well, yeah, congratulations, but no. What we're going to do next week is we're going to start working on kids' tricks. And we're going to start working on you doing a kids' show.
Really, like, of everything, I'm so nervous about that. Kids are brutal.
Yeah, they are, but that's what's happening. So, practice the close-up. Next week, it's all about kid shows. Next week on the Matt-umentary. Okay, so forget about close-up for now, because in a week or two, probably in a week, you're going to be doing a kid show.
A week?
Yeah, probably. Maybe a week and a half. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But you're going to do a kid show. And today, you're learning a full 45-minute kid show.
How am I going to do that in a day?
You're also going to learn action dances. You're going to learn dance competitions. You're going to learn how to play party games. And and I've got an audience for you so that later on today you can practice in front of a couple of kids.
Oh, don't.
Ryland
Are you
and Thea.
fucking kidding? No! I don't want to. You want me to perform fucking magic tricks to Ryland?
Yep. Yep, that's what I want you to do. and you've got one.
He's gonna be brutal.
Oh, he is. He is. He always is. You've seen him on the review show, rip stuff up. Yeah, it's happening.
To fucking Ryland.